Welcome back, Devils fans, and a classic trap game for the New Jersey Devils at home against the lowly San Jose Sharks. Turned out to be our worst nightmare. We were caught sleeping throughout the game, and the Sharks took us down for a 6-3 victory and their first road win of the season. My God, how atrocious is it to hand a team like that their very first road win? I went to the game, by the way. It was a very electric atmosphere prior to the game. I took a ton of video at the game and uploaded it for you guys to see. A lot of cool stuff, a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of Nemec behind the scenes stuff, and a little movie documentary about the night that was his debut. So check out those videos. Please like, comment, subscribe. As always, hope you guys enjoy the videos. Check them out. There's a ton of them on the channel now. I was walking into the arena a little after 5, and I was searching tweets and everything online to see if Lindy Ruff had said anything about the goaltending situation at his 5 p.m. media availability before the game. I could not find anything regarding the starter. As you guys know, I've been advocating for Akira Schmid to get the net, and I was put out a video actually that night or the morning, I can't remember, but saying that he should get the start against San Jose. A lot of people agreed with me. A lot of people like to lean on it's too much back-to-back. So there was a lot of people in both camps, and I didn't think that Lindy would do it. So I don't see anything online about the starter. While I don't find any information online about the starter, I do see that due to the injuries, Nemec will be making his NHL debut. Very exciting stuff. As I'm walking into the arena to see that I'm going to witness live and in person NHL debut. I thought he was going to make the team out of camp, but I did think that because of all the turnover with Severson and Graves leaving, it may have been just too much youth on the blue line, and we may have developed him in Utica for a while beforehand. But I'm very excited walking to the arena. Nemec making his NHL debut. So I go into the game. I'm in the VIP area, and I bump into Kenny Danico, and I said, "Hey, Kenny, did they announce a starter for tonight?" And he looked at me and he said, "It's going to be Vitek." And I was like, okay. And I tried to engage him in a conversation, but it looked like he was either in a hurry or didn't really want to talk about it with people around. But so Kenny tells me it's going to be Vitek. I said, in my head, I'm like, okay, that's kind of what I expected. And then a little while later, after stuffing my face with food, I get in position to see the boys come out, and lo and behold, number 40, Akira Schmid, leads them out. And I'm like, wow. I freaked out. I couldn't believe it. Stunning move by Lindy, I think, to most people. Again, I was all for it. I would have done it myself if I was the head coach. But to see Akira lead them out, I was like, wow, this really is his chance. And, the game didn't go, obviously, the way that we had wanted it to. And a couple trolls came for me shortly after the game and were saying, oh, how'd that work out, blah, blah, blah. It's very easy to look back on decisions with hindsight. And so after the game, after we lost, for people to talk crap and say all these things, that's a very easy thing to do, right? You know the outcome. You're great, guys. I applaud you. You guys are geniuses. But the reality is, I do not believe Akira Schmid lost us the game. Now, did he play a great game? No. He kind of played a stinker, but I'm not going to put that loss on him. There was a lot of breakdowns, a lot of quality chances, and I believe we lose that game with Vitek in net. We lose with him as well. And so I can't put the loss on Akira. Looking back on it, a lot of good chances against, but the reality is we just could not solve the goaltender. We were getting plenty of quality chances, out shooting them, getting tons of great chances, and Kakkonen just found a way. It seemed like the puck was a magnet to him, and I kind of had that feeling midway through the game. I was like, this is going to be one of those games where we make one of these goalies look like, Marty or Hasek in their prime, where everything's just hitting them, they're finding every puck, they're seeing every puck. It seemed like one of those nights, and it turned out that it was. The third period, we really cranked it up, and we were just firing shots everywhere, and he just found a way to just keep making the save. And so, again, I can't put the loss on Akira. I think we would have lost with Vitek as well. But the reality is, for all the people who don't believe Akira should have been in the net, that was the chance, guys, right? We're looking to establish a starter. He's still a somewhat unknown commodity in the realm of, is he a true number one? Is he not? We've seen flashes of greatness for him. We've seen some bad games, but he's never really been given his shot, as I've been talking about for a very long time. And had he won that game, I do believe that would have really cemented him as the starter going forward. I don't think anyone would have questioned Akira Schmid being the #1 guy. With the way we came from behind in that thrilling game against the Islanders, he stood on his head and got pelted for 48 shots, making 45 saves in Philly, the dramatic overtime win after Luke got crushed and won it in overtime for us, and then that would have been 3 in a row. I mean, the reality is the goaltending situation is very unsettled in New Jersey right now, and we need to figure out long-term what the solution is going to be. I'm going to release a video either later tonight or tomorrow, an in-depth analysis of the goaltending situation. But as it stands now, obviously, to anyone who's been paying attention, it's a very tumultuous situation. There's a lot of question marks, and now we're headed off to a Western Canada road trip with a lot of questions. And so let's take a look at the stats from the Sharks game. So looking at the stats there, you see Holtz with an assist for a point, Palat with a goal for a point, Bratt with an assist for 1 point, Jack with that really nice goal for 1 point for him, and Dawson with a goal for a point. And you look at the plus minus, almost everyone is a minus. Bratt finished even. Bratt finished even. Nico was even. Palat, the only plus player on the night, with a goal and a +1. Palat, only plus player for the Devils. And when you see a whole roster of forwards in the -2s, -2s, -1s, -2s, it's going to be hard to win hockey games. Not our best outing. And also, LeBerge only got 2 minutes of playing time. I feel like if you're going to call a guy up, you have to allow him to play more than 2 minutes, because obviously that shows that you don't really have a lot of faith in him to be out there. Obviously, a lot of that probably had to do with the circumstances of the game, that we were down and needed a lot of offense. But nothing really notable from him. And maybe we start to see some other guys get a crack to be on the Devils roster while all these injuries and things are taking place. I would like to see maybe someone else brought up to see if they could bring anything to the bottom 6. We might see that in Western Canada. Maybe we'll see a few different guys. I don't know. But not a great game for the crop of forwards. And then you look at the stats of the defensemen. Again, a lot of minuses there. Only Kevin Ball at even and John Marino at even. Everyone else in the minus. Going to be hard to win games that way. And Nemec, another skilled offensive defenseman, who I think is going to be a great player in this league. And what I do think is it's going to take some time for him to, get used to playing in his own end. I think we're seeing that with Luke right now, right? Luke is contributing offensively, has great vision, skating, shooting. He's getting power play time. But sometimes he looks a little lost in his own end. And I think that's what you're going to see with very young defensemen. Unfortunately, it's part of the growing pains. These kids that are, skill offensive guys come into the league, and it's a big adjustment. The game is faster, the guys are bigger, they're stronger. It's just a overall the next level up, and it's a big level up. And they're learning on the job. I think that a lot of the fan base, myself included, I was a little nervous about it, but it seems like so far on this young season, about a quarter of the way through, that the losses of both Damon Severson and Ryan Graves are hard to overcome. They're not insurmountable, but they're not easy losses to just say, oh yeah, don't worry about it, the kids will fill in. And this is a part of the reason why Fitz in the summer had talked about going out, getting Miller, getting a veteran, because he didn't want to be in a position to rely on a lot of kids in the lineup on defense. And now with the Smith suspension, Dougie being hurt, we now have Nemec and Lukehughes in the lineup. Both going to be great players, part of the nucleus, and hopefully both lift the Stanley Cup in the Devils jersey. But we're gonna see some bad outings where we kind of get lit up, and that's just part of the game. And so hopefully we get healthy soon. Dougie, unfortunately, could be lost for the season, and so now it seems like Fitz may have to go out and get another defenseman. I don't know what the answer is. It's not going to be an easy solution, but I think long term, I don't know how far we could go or if we'll even claw into the playoffs with the defense as it stands today. We're a very young defense. We could score a lot of points, but we could also give up a lot of goals. So it's something to think about going forward, how if Fitz addresses this. With all the injuries and all the things, it seems like this is kind of a jinxed season. And I hope that we could get guys healthy and make some acquisitions to shore up the lineup, because as of right now, it's a very scary time. It really is. It would have been beautiful to be on a 4-game heater with Akira winning 3 in a row, heading into the Western Canada road trip. Unfortunately, that did not happen. And so now we got to find a way to get some points out there. It's not going to be easy. And I'm very curious to see the goaltending split, how we come back as a unit after that disappointing loss at home. But hopefully they get it together. This could be the defining moment of the season. This Western Canada road trip could make or break us. And so hopefully we find a way to get some wins. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. As always, let's go Devils.